Welcome to the Fantastic Fishing Show. Today we're going to show you how to repair the seat straps on your inflatable boat or your rib. If I show you here on my one, as you can see, the straps have become very worn, so the seat keeps falling off when we're going out. In the end, we don't even use it as a seat, we're now using it as a bait table. So what I'm going to do is, there's two ways we could do this. We could either remove the straps completely, the patches, by using a heat gun. If you use a heat gun, you can weaken the glue and peel them off. But when I've done this before, it gets very messy and there's always a chance you might damage the fabric of the rib. The second method is to just cut the straps off and glue a new patch over the top, which is what I'm going to do. So first of all, I'm going to remove what's left of the old strap. Now you have to be very careful. You're going to have to use a sharp knife, like a box knife or a Stanley knife, and I'm going to keep the blade flush against the rib so I don't cut into the rib accidentally. And I'm just literally using a sawing motion, cutting off the old strap, leaving the patch in place. It's one side, the other side. The next thing I'm going to do is going to rub down the area of the patch. Now, I don't want to damage this area here of the rib, but on this area here I need to rub it down to make it more so that the glue, your adhesive, will stick to it. So I'm just going to go in with some sandpaper. I'm using 80 grit paper here, and I'm just rubbing down, making sure that I only rub down on the areas of the patch, being careful. Once I've rubbed this down, I'm going to clean it up with some acetone, and then I'll show you how to put the new patch on. So once you've removed the straps, we need to get rid of the areas where the straps are sewn into the patch. So if you look here, you can see it's a bit raised, and if I just try and stick the patch over the top, it's not going to adhere very well. So all we do is very carefully, keeping your box knife or your Stanley knife or your very sharp blade, what you do is you must be careful not to cut into the rib. You've got to just take your time and basically find an edge and slowly cut away like this, coming round in a box shape. If you get lucky, it might even just tear. Once you've got it off all the way around like I have on this side, you'll be left with the left bits of the strap. And you can see, as you see, it's sewn into it. So what you do is you pull it away like this and just get underneath it and just slowly cut away the threads. Like this. Few years of sand in there. So once you've cut your straps off, removed the stitching, rubbed it down, cleaned it with some acetone, take a patch. On the back it's going to be very shiny, so you just give it a little bit of a rub down with some sandpaper. Doesn't need to be much, just enough to key it up so that the glue will adhere to it and stick and not just peel off. Once you've rubbed this down, also clean it with acetone, and then you get ready now to stick it on. So when you do this job, it's important to work out whether your rib is PVC or Hapilon. So mine's a PVC, so I'm using PVC glue. It's a two-part glue, it's a very strong adhesive. Follow the instructions on the tin. I won't give you the instructions today because they're different with every brand. So follow the instructions on the tin on how you mix it. You normally put it on both sides. Once again, follow the instructions, but the way the instructions for this can is that I apply the glue once mixed to both sides. So I'm going to apply it here and on the back of my patch, and I let it set for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm mixing the glue now. It's all mixed up. I'm just going to apply this. I always apply it to the side you're working on first. It doesn't really matter, it's just the way I like to do it. So I'm not going to put this to the very, very edge. I'm going to leave it about 5 mil, because when I push down the patch, it's going to squeeze out of it, and it's going to come out all over the sides anyway. I want to make as little mess as I can. This isn't a patch that's got to hold air like I normally would be doing. This has just got to hold the seat on. So I mean, I want it to be strong and hold, but it doesn't need to hold air, so I'm not too worried if some areas don't get completely covered. I'm going to get this completely covered over the whole area. It goes off quite quickly, this glue, especially if it's not too cold here today. Obviously the warmer it is, the quicker it's going to go off. You have to work quite fast. So don't rush it, but certainly don't dilly-dally, taking your time too much. Some of these glues have instructions so that you apply in layers. So you apply a first layer like this, and then you apply like a second layer as it starts to harden, and slowly build them up before you glue it down. And obviously follow the instructions, whatever comes with whatever glue you've purchased, but this one doesn't. This one just says apply the glue and let it dry for a minute or so and put it on. It's starting to set already. I can already see because it's gone a bit, it's almost like jelly-like it goes. Just hoping I've got enough here. Yeah, it should be fine. So normally, like I say, this is let it set for 5 or so, but it seems like it's going off really quick, so I'm going to get this on now because I don't think it's going to be an issue. So once we get it on and in place, the hardest bit is trying to get rid of all the air bubbles. Like I say, if this was a patch to hold air, I'd be really worried about any air bubbles. But it's not going to be the end of the world if I get a couple today on this. It's not exactly the same size patch either. This is a different brand to the make of the rib. So I'm just taking my time, just trying to hold it down. Starting to set now. What are you doing? Don't lick it. Does it smell nice? So we've got the patch on pretty well now. I'm quite impressed with it. It's quite a tidy job. The glue's not completely dry yet, so I won't put the seat on, because when you pull it on, it pulls a bit tight trying to get it in. I need to leave this for about 24 hours to 48 hours for the glue to fully set. Pretty neat job though, I'm quite pleased. Thank you for watching the Fantastic Fishing Show.